Hello, my name is Matthew, and today I'm going to do a Book of Mormon musical quiz focusing on Act 1. If you've seen my video on the Book of Mormon musical, you will know two things: that I love theology and history, and that I love musicals. If you haven't seen other things on this channel, you may not know, but I also love quizzes. And today we're going to do a quiz based on the Book of Mormon musical Act 1. So grab yourself a pen and paper. There are 20 questions. Write them down as you go along. There will be answers at the end, and they will only focus on Act 1 of the best musical, in my opinion, the Book of Mormon. Here we go. Question 1, which you've had a sneak preview of. What are the surnames of the main elders in the show? What are the surname of both of those people? Question number 2. What did Elder Thomas get in line to buy while his sister was dying? This song has my favorite rhymes in. They managed to rhyme cancer and dancer, which I think is quite smart. Question number 3. Who has never been to Africa but is sure it's a hoot? Question number 4. What is Elder Cunningham's little problem? I believe we discover it at the airport. What is Elder Cunningham's little problem? Question number 5. Where does Elder Price want to be sent on his mission? Question number 6. How many Ugandans have been baptized when Price and Cunningham arrive? Act 1, question number 7. Here we go. Which two characters from Lord of the Rings does Cunningham say that he and Price are? Question number 8. Which country are Elder White and Elder Smith sent to as missionaries? This is in 2x2. Not Noah's Ark. Although, actually, my daughter wrote a quiz the other day of emojis and Bible stories. That's on the channel. You should check that out. Noah's Ark is perhaps a clue, but not for this one. Question number 9. What is the first thing that stresses Cunningham out when they go to share Mormonism with the locals? Question number 10. What does Cunningham believe latter day means? Question number 11. What does Price tell him that it actually means? What does Price tell him it means? Question number 12. According to Cunningham, what did Jesus do when they sentenced him to die? We've done a jump to the end of Act 1. Question number 13 of 20. Which two rule numbers is Cunningham concerned about breaking when Price leaves the mission house alone? Question number 14, still in my Book of Mormon t-shirt. Well, not still in it, back in it, in fact, by the way. Of those two rules, which one does he break? What does he break? Which one does Cunningham break? Question number 15. We're nearly there. What is Nabelungi's final line in Act 1? Just like to point out, she sings it rather than says it. What is the final thing she sings in Act 1? And question number 16. What year is long ago when Mormon was the leader of the Nephite people right at the beginning of the show in the prologue? What year was it? Question number 17. What is the name of Cunningham's bishop, who it turns out does not exist? What is the name of Cunningham's bishop? Question number 18. Hope you're doing well and writing these things down. How much does the Book of Mormon cost for those who want to read it? It's not me, trying to sell it to you. This is in the show. How much does the Book of Mormon cost people? And here we are. Question number 19. Where did Elder McKinley imagine he was with Steve Blade? It's one of my favorite songs in Act 1, I would say. Where does he want to be with him? And question number 20, and then we will take a 30-second break and then reveal the answers. What is the name of Nabelungi's father? Question number 20. What is the name of Nabelungi's father? So there we go. There is the end of the questions. Let's give ourselves a 30-second break, and then you can argue amongst yourselves about some of these answers, and then we will begin to reveal them one by one. Welcome back. You can have me a bit bigger now. Why not? Let's go for some of these answers. What is the name of Nabelungi's father? Here's question 20, but we need to find the answers. The Book of Mormon musical quiz, Act 1. Here are the answers. Now, if enough of you watch this and like it and do all the things you're meant to do correctly, we will do another one. So what are the surnames of the two main elders in the show? They are Price and Cunningham. Elder Price and Elder Cunningham. Question 2. What did Elder Thomas get in line to buy while his sister was dying? He was trying to buy a new iPhone at the Apple store. Question 3. Who has never been to Africa but is sure it's a hoot? Mrs. Brown. Question number 4. What is Elder Cunningham's little problem? Turns out it's quite a big problem. He lies a lot. He lies a lot. Question number 5. where does Elder Price want to be sent on his mission? He wants to go to Orlando, Florida. Question 6. How many Ugandans have been baptized when Price and Cunningham arrive? The answer is 0, which, as we know from the show, if you've seen it, which is practically nothing. Which 2 characters from Lord of the Rings does Cunningham say he and Price are? They are Frodo and Samwise Gamgee. Question 8. Which country are Elder White and Elder Smith sent to as missionaries? They go, to, I believe, to France, the land of pastries and turtlenecks. The actors that I've seen do that do some fun sort of high-fiving stuff each other in that one. Question number 9. What is the first thing that stresses Cunningham out when he goes to share Mormonism with the locals? And that is that the hut has no doorbell, and he panics and says, they didn't teach me what to do, which, seems a bit unfair, but trying to show that they may be sent out a bit underprepared. Question 10, what does Cunningham believe latter day means? He believes it means tomorrow. Tomorrow is a latter day, but Price, the super Mormon, puts him right on what does Price tell him it means. He says it means the afterlife or the reckoning, when all the good Mormon people are rewarded for their goodness and all of that stuff. Let's go. Let me there. I felt a bit like I was not there for a bit. How very sad that was. Question 12. According to Cunningham, what did Jesus do when they sentenced him to die? Now, I decided you could have 2 answers for this, because the first thing he says is that Jesus dug down deep, and in the end, that's drawing man up, and the whole song is about he's going to man up as Jesus manned up, which from historic Christian theology is pretty bad. Probably from Mormon theology, it's probably also bad as well, but we'll get to that. The aim is that we'll get to these songs and see what we think of them. So question 13, which 2 rule numbers is Cunningham concerned about breaking when Price leaves the mission house? They are Rule 72 and Rule 23. Rule 72 is that you can't, which one is it? We'll find out. Which one does he break? He breaks Rule 23, when Rule 23 means that is about leaving the mission house, and Rule 72 is about leaving your partner alone, your mission partner. So in the end, he runs out of the house to join Elder Price, and it does not go well for him because he finds out that they're not really friends. Question 15, what is Nabalungi's final line in Act 1? She sings her most famous song, and she is singing Salt Lake City, and she is singing that. That's the last thing. I think she sings it 4 times right at the end. You will notice that this quiz is PG. It did not have to be PG. It could have been how many swear words, how many times do they swear in Hasa, Diga, Eebowai, or what is the final, what's the final line of Act 1? None of those things. We're trying to keep it PG, but if you are able to cope with being offended, go and watch the musical. Question 16. What year is long ago when Mormon was the leader of the Nephite people at the beginning of the show? That was 326 AD. But a Mormon history there. Interestingly, the writers, they like their Mormon history, and they got it pretty much correct. Well done them. And, if we take out the things that you have to sacrifice to make it a short musical of 2 hours 20 or something, then they did pretty smart. Question 17. What is the name of Cunningham's bishop, who it turns out does not exist? That is Bishop Donahue. He doesn't exist, which comes down to he lies a lot. And one of the things he lies about is what Bishop Donahue said, because he doesn't exist. Question 18. How much does the Book of Mormon cost? For those who want to read it, we find out this in Hello. It's free, nothing. It doesn't cost anything. You can have it. And Mormons are really, really nice. So that's what they're trying to tell us in that opening song. Question 19. Where did Elder McKinley imagine he was with Steve Blade? We won't say in what manner of clothes they were, but here they were on a deserted island. That's where he wanted to be. He'd imagined him in Turn It Off. And the final question, What is the name of Nabulungi's father? And that is Mafala. Well done. Please let me know how you did. I would love to know. Just to let you know, I love the Book of Mormon musical. I love theology. I love history. I love quizzes. And there'll be plenty more of this kind of content. Please like and subscribe to Empire of the Sun. And honestly, if you like some of it, watch those bits. That would be great. God bless you all.